What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about GTC Gitcoin today for Mr. Jeff CBN. Jeff, we're talking about this one for you, man. Um, Looking at this thing just from a price perspective, it does kind of look bearish, I would say. Um, you've got this flat base, descending highs, but I think there is some bullish stuff going on, and I'm not sure if you'll break this. To a certain degree, it looks like a descending triangle. You can see, if you take these wicks away, and you kind of keep it more relevant or tame to like what it's actually doing. You've got this descending trend line here. You have, again, your flat base like down here. You can see where the descending trend line idea is coming from, right? And I mean, maybe you could even take it all the way back to here or something like that, right? Generally, these things break out to the downside. It's a bearish pattern, but generally is the key word, because you can break out to the upside. And you're doing some things that are definitely bullish right now. Looking at the daily here, if we pull up the RSI, you can see that the last few times we've interacted with this purple line, we came up, we wicked up above it, and then rejected, basically, right? With the RSI, went overbought, rejected it. Same thing here, same thing there, same thing here, same thing there. This time we're doing things differently. We haven't quite rejected it. We haven't broken through it. I mean, we're starting to. And the RSI hasn't gotten into the overbought zone yet, but it's more resilient. Price is more resilient. The RSI is more resilient. Different readings might produce a different move, and this move that would be different, I think, would be to the upside. And if you got a move, a breakout, let's call it, right, to the upside, something significant that took you just a little bit higher, really, that would negate this descending triangle that you might be in. So that would be nice to see. That would take away the idea that you do go lower. If you were to go lower on this thing, from this low to this high here, maybe you go to 67 cents, maybe you go down to about 50 cents, something like that. That wouldn't be too crazy. Very strong. It looks very constructive. I know you're rejecting your overbought zone, but you can't even touch your oversold zone. You did down here a little bit, but you're definitely showing some resilience to the upside. Weekly RSI too. You didn't touch your oversold zone. You got really close to it. Something to keep in mind too is, just because it looks like this, every chart's different. Every chart has its own personality. The oversold zone is just like it's a generally recognized zone as the 30 level, and the overbought zone is the 70 level. But each chart has its own personality. Maybe this thing's oversold zone is actually at like 35. Maybe its overbought zone is at like 65. Like, it could be like that. It can be more narrow or more broad. That's why whenever you get this thing, you're able to change. I can move the band as high or low as I want it to be, just depending on how you see it interact. And the fact that on a weekly basis for this thing's like entire history, essentially, it's actually never been oversold. It might be fair. It just might be fair to move your oversold zone up to like the 35. Because look at that, right? You've got some resistance here, some resistance there, support, kind of makes sense. But then if you did that, I like to make it symmetrical, so I would say 75, though they can be lopsided. Again, everything has its own personality to a certain degree, so I am going to keep it standard just for old time's sake, but just a little something for anybody that's learning TA that didn't know you can do that. Like that is a thing. That actually is a thing. It's not as common. There's a reason why there's these like standard lines, standard areas that are recognized throughout all TAs across the board, but you can adjust it if it helps your analysis out. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever works for you is the whole point to begin with. And it would make sense. It would definitely make sense. Anyways, I'm getting caught up in that. What I want to talk about is this potential bullish action, right? Let's see. Daily RSI is looking good. 4-hour RSI looks weird. It looks very weird, but it does look good. The volume, look at just how like mechanical this volume looks. It like looks like it's like these are trading bots. Like, just pip 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 pip. I mean, there's interest in buying it probably, right? Like, I would think that these are like automatic buys, but who knows? Like, we are more or less in a zone of accumulation, right? You have your big move down, and now you're moving sideways instead of moving down. Like, we could be accumulating right now. Volume's increasing. I don't know. Overall, I think Gitcoin's going to go up. I've got it pulled up on CoinGecko here. We've got a 60.4 million market cap, let's call it. If this thing wanted to do a 100x, that would give it a $6 billion market cap. If it wanted to do a 1000x, that would be a $60 billion market cap. Is this coin 1000xable? I think it is. A $60 billion market cap is definitely achievable, especially for something that's already been through one bear market. It is a new coin. It is a new chart. So 60 billion is pretty high. I mean, it's a high number regardless. It's a very high market cap in itself, but it's an achievable market cap that we've seen with brand new coins that haven't even seen a bear market, that get enough traction, enough excitement, enough whatever behind it. Gitcoin is already on Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, Bittrex, Bybit, like it's BitGet, Poloniex, like it's on all these KuCoin, it's on all the big exchanges, right? Not Gemini though, it looks like, interestingly enough. But so any pumps are probably not going to be due to like exchanges buying them, which that's definitely a strong factor to keep in mind. But I mean, there's plenty of coins. Dogecoin was on a bunch of exchanges, and it had a phenomenal pump last time. I guess it wasn't on Coinbase, was it? To be fair, it wasn't on Coinbase. But it still had a phenomenal pump regardless of that. Anyways. Where's this thing going to go? From top here? Nope, that's not the top. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Top to bottom. If and when... Sorry, excuse me. From top to bottom, if we were to get to new all-time highs, that would take us probably to $77, if not potentially to $270. Again, I was saying that even a 1000x is possible. We're sitting at about $1 now, so seeing this thing go up above $100 is well within the realm of possibilities, let alone 270 even. Again, 1000x is a possibility. I don't think it's a probability. It's just got the potential to do that. It could even go higher than that, like it very well could. But at that point, we're reaching deeper extensions, going from all-time high to all-time low. I personally wouldn't expect that. I would think, let's be reasonable, probably around 77 to 270 in that range. That's a very big range in itself, but that is the expected extension zone. And we could see deeper extensions. It could go even higher than that. Maybe it goes to the 2272. I doubt that, but probably what I would look first after breaking the all-time high would be 77.51. This probably won't happen this year. It might not even happen next year that we break the all-time high, but we're probably going to be getting ready for it. If we were to break this all-time high, I would assume it would be sometime in the second half of next year, not the first half. But I do think that this thing's done going lower. It could go lower. It still could. We haven't broken out of this yet. The possibility is very much still there, but you're doing different things now. Man, my voice is just going out. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's going, man. I don't know what's up with that. But I would expect it to break out to the upside. But if we turned around from here, if we're doing different stuff like this and we don't go higher and we turn around, like even something like that, I would expect that we continue to go lower. And if we go down here, we probably will again see that like 64 to 50 cent zone area. But at the moment, I'm not thinking we do that. I think we go up with this thing actually. Yeah. So that's all I got for you. I think I've said enough on this thing. Not a whole lot of historical data to go off of, unfortunately, but for what it is, the possibility of this being the low is definitely there. It's kind of an ugly chart, I would say. It's not really like the best looking as far as like a bottom goes. You kind of grinded out your bottom here, but I mean, this could definitely be a low point, man. If you were to go lower, having one flash crash down wouldn't be too crazy, but I definitely am under the impression it goes higher. So, yeah, that's all I got. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.